One of the biggest draws when it comes to the Kingdom Hearts games are the worlds we traverse when we're trying to save the day, and a lot of the time those worlds are represented by Disney films and properties. It's pretty much an identity point when it comes to the Kingdom Hearts series. Well, for the Xehanort saga at least. The reason I bring this up is because as we dive into the future of Kingdom Hearts within Phase 2, beyond that of Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, beyond Kingdom Hearts Dark Road and Melody of Memory, it seems that the very next adventure is being set up in the mysterious metropolitan world that we believe to be Shibuya, which is now known as Quadratum. Whether the next game is truly going to be known as Kingdom Hearts 4 or not, it's undoubtedly registered within our minds that the next adventure, that is, featuring Raikou, will take place in Quadratum, Kingdom Hearts 4 or not. With that being said, how will worlds work within that of Quadratum? Well, I have a pretty good idea in mind that I think will work very well and will get you guys really hyped for the next Kingdom Hearts game. Hopefully it's 4. What's up guys, it's HMK once again with another Kingdom Hearts video. I hope you guys are ready and strapped on in for the safety of hype. Let's dive directly into the darkness. When it comes to the mysterious world of Quadratum, the setting of Verum Rex, and the origin point of certain characters such as Yozora and the Nameless Star, this is a world unlike that we've ever seen in Kingdom Hearts, and the Kingdom Hearts characters are shown to freak out at the notion that Raikou is going there all alone. However, when it comes to this universe of a mirrored world outside of that of what we know when it comes to the Kingdom Hearts universe, the world, it seems to be just one gigantic world all connected in one land. Very similar to that of Daybreak Town before the world was split into what we know now. So if the next Kingdom Hearts game were to take place in a world like this, where everything is not floating in some sort of open cosmic space and not divided in which we're used to, how exactly will having different worlds in a game like this work if they're bringing back that whole motif at all? Well, don't worry, I think they are, because even though I think this game is going to be different in some regards, it's still going to be a Kingdom Hearts game. But within Phase 2, I'm sure that developers know they have to shake things up in order to not only retain their identity of Kingdom Hearts, but keep things fresh. And to that regard, I feel that this world of Quadratum is going to be divided within specific districts. And these different districts will represent the different worlds within Quadratum. Do I have your attention now? We've already seen something like this of the sort when it comes to the secret movie Yozora within that of Kingdom Hearts 3, because a lot of people, they focus on Shibuya, you know, the 10-4 building. That's where Sora wakes up. But what a lot of people gloss over is that when Raikou wakes up, he doesn't wake up in Shibuya. He wakes up somewhere differently, another district, Shinjuku, as noted by the Tokyo Government Metropolitan Building. These are two very real different districts that are based in real world locations in Tokyo, Japan. So that already sets the idea. When we finally found out in Melody of Memory that this world is going to be known as Quadratum, a lot of people pondered and said, why not Shibuya? It's Shibuya. Well, it's more than that. It's always been more than that. It seems that Quadratum, which means square, is going to be Square's take on the metropolitan Tokyo. And like I said before, with this focus on the metropolitan areas, it seems that we could have multiple districts within that of Quadratum, which we already know Shibuya and Shinjuku are probably up in line. And if we're going to take the notion of the word Quadratum a little bit more, which of course quad means 4, square has 4 sides and whatnot, it could mean that we have 4 districts within that of the world of Quadratum. And since we already have Shibuya and Shinjuku, I'm thinking more along the lines of filling up with Harajuku and the Minato districts. Given that they're relatively close together in other popular metropolitan areas, I feel that this will be a good lineup of districts. If you have any other ideas of other places they could incorporate within Quadratum in a game like this, leave it in the comment section below. I'm thinking that this is going to be the focus due to Yozora's obvious focus on technology from what we've seen with Yozora in the secret movies and the secret endings and the secret battle within Kingdom Hearts 3 and Remind, that we're going to deal with stuff that's definitely outside of Sora's comfort zone as a character and his knowledge. But if these districts are going to act as the worlds within that of Quadratum, how are we going to get around? I don't think gummy ships are going to come back for this specific title, but we can replace it with something very interesting. How about we drive around a very nice car, anyone? get that Final Fantasy Versus 13 and Final Fantasy 15 energy with our boy Luke Sora taking the wheel. I think that'll be a great replacement in order to traverse a possible living, breathing world when it comes to Quadratum. And it could be possible if we're going to be pulling things from Final Fantasy Versus 13 and Final Fantasy 15. If Yozora is going to be playable or an ally, we could possibly be fighting Gigases along the way. You know, stopping the car and getting out before they bust it up. But of course, with an idea like this, people will be asking about the Disney representation in a game like this when it comes to worlds or even properties that could show up in Quadratum. Well, if this is going to be based on a world of fiction, the world of unreality, which is actually based on reality, which is hilarious, we can possibly have Disney represented in a minimal sense when it comes to the focus, with things like figurines, posters, toys, possibly even video cassettes or DVDs. Imagine walking around Shibuya going into a Disney store and seeing a DVD for Aladdin. That would definitely freak Sora out a bit. But if Disney Worlds were to return in a game like this, possibly we can play them through Sora's dreams, allowing him to imagine a world in his sleep and diving in. Possibly having these specific Disney Worlds answer questions that he needs for Quadratum and Yozora. I know it sounds a bit like dream drop distance, but I'm sure we're not going to go through the same exact thing when it comes to dream dropping. Another idea I had in my head is that possibly a Kairi and Aqua adventure could coincide that of the next Kingdom Hearts game while Raikou, Sora, and Yozora are in Quadratum, where a story that focuses on Kairi's training playing as Kairi with Aqua as her partner, you traverse various different Disney worlds, both old and new, that will allow Kairi to grow as a character and a fighter and allow us to see certain interactions of characters that know Sora but don't exactly know Kairi, finding common ground and reminiscing about him. And the last idea I had in my head deals with the foretellers, because I am pretty sure that when we see the foretellers in epilogue within that of Kingdom Hearts 3, that the foretellers, when going to Luxu, being summoned back by him, are coming out of Quadratum back to the Kingdom Hearts universe. So possibly dipping into a power like that, there could be portals all over that of Quadratum that could lead Sora and even Yozora specifically to a Disney world. But to limit Sora's ability to truly come back to the Kingdom Hearts universe from Quadratum, he could either have a time limit within this Disney world or cannot leave the Disney world into the outer Kingdom Hearts universe. And this could have a cool way to have Yozora interact with Disney characters. You guys want to see that? Who knows, maybe Rex will finally get his wish. But honestly, those are my ideas for how worlds can work within that of Quadratum in the next Kingdom Hearts game, whether it's Kingdom Hearts 4 or not. It could be one of these ideas, or it could be all these ideas, or none of them, but I just wanted to let you know what I think. But let me know what you think about this theory in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed it, please like, share, favorite, and most probably subscribe to HMK for more Kingdom Hearts content every week. Big thanks to my Patreon supporters for helping making this video happen. If you want to find out how you can support HMK for just $1 a month, check out my Patreon info in the description box below. Alright guys, until the next Kingdom Hearts video, let's roll on out to 2022. I'll check you guys later.
So you haven't subscribed to HMK yet? Don't piss Xemnas off.